artist ovations to his audience आदरणीय महाशय Muni, our students, young brother, respected doctor. Today we are discussing on a matter which I don't think is that necessary to be discussed. It's needed to be implemented. Now this is a thing which we all know, the harms of it, the repercussions of it, everything is known by us. So why are we discussing it? When we know it, and I actually think you all guys are quite capable and might be smart enough to know the harms and repercussions of addiction, and yet we are discussing about it. Discussions are necessary if we want to make a change in this society. And you are the change in the society. You can bring the change in the society. Now, there are two kinds of people. One, who themselves experience dumps in their life and then resurrect themselves. And second is a man who sees other people, and from them only he gets their inspiration. He understands that okay, what should I do and what I can be. There was Birbal. He was asked by Akbar, how are you so intelligent? What's the secret of your brilliance? And he said, I see crazy and mad people and just don't do what they do. That's the reason and secret of my brilliance. Don't do the things which people who are crazy and mad they do. When we kind of save ourselves from those things, only then we can achieve something great. Now you are all young, quite young. You always must be taught to be disciplined, to follow the rules. Now, and even yesterday, there was a session about discipline. We were hearing about all those old theories about discipline, how discipline helps people and all those things. But we are young. We have different mindset. And actually, when we see today, in today's generation, discipline seems to be quite overrated. Because all the great people who have actually made a difference, who have actually made something new, the greatest inventors, the scientists, the brilliant minds, all of them have one thing in common: they were never quite disciplined. They did follow the rules, only then they were able to make the rules. They were autistic. Now we have our doctor, he knows what autistic means. Mostly they were autistic. They had that kind of thing. Autistic is a very different kind of child, an abnormal kind of child, or we can say a special child who doesn't take things as a normal person. He has a troubled childhood, but still he makes something out of it. We know about Steve Jobs, the ultimate CEO. Now when he was a child, he was born to a couple who were just in a fling, who were not in a particular relationship, were quite young. They weren't ready to take his responsibility, they had to give him up. And he was adopted by some other parents. And still he wasn't quite sure what he wants to do. And actually all these great people had this thing in their childhood. They were indisciplined. People used to think that they will be able to do anything in their life. Still they did something. How does that happen? Now if I say, leave bad habits, leave addiction, be addict. Now that's not a viable thing. Just asking you to leave something, it's not that easy. Because that leaves a void. First of all, we need to fill that void. By what? By creating good habits. When we first create good habits, only then we can leave the bad habits. First thing is to create good habits. That's what important. Like whatever we do, one thing is quite important, that these all great people, however indisciplined they were in their childhood, now what does this discipline? Now how do we justify the meaning of discipline? Discipline is something which helps you going in the right direction, to channelize your energy in right direction. We all have that energy. Everyone channelizes it. Even a terrorist channelizes his energy, but in the wrong direction. The main important purpose is to channelize your energy in the right direction. How can that happen? The most important thing is to know the purpose of your life. Now see, when I was 9 years old, I was quite young. I was born and brought up in Mumbai. And in midst of all the glitz and glamour, I still chose this path. People can be a bit, they can be like, how can this small child take this big decision? But guys, know this thing. If we want to achieve something in our life, there needs to be made some sacrifices. Now I was a child and I feel myself lucky that I got the purpose of my life very early on. I knew what I had to become. Now you all are over here. Some of you might not have decided what you want to achieve. You don't have a purpose of your life. Even the old people of 70s, 80s, they don't know what they have achieved in their life. They just live and live. Nothing. Do we want to just live, or do we want to create something new? For creating, we must know the purpose of our life. What are we? Who are we? Like when I was 9 years old, I knew the purpose of my life. I knew what I wanted to achieve, what I wanted to gain. I wanted to know myself and help other people to know who they are. And that purpose helped me in midst of all distractions, in midst of all addictions. I was able to achieve something. There is a game of chess. What all pieces are there? In game of chess, can someone say what all pieces are there in game of chess? Does anyone know the names? Okay, that's first is, can anyone try? No one plays chess? Fine. Chalo. So there are three pieces: rook, bishop, and knight. Now these three pieces are like animals. They are born with a particular power and they die with that same kind of power. They cannot enhance or they cannot decrease it. It's just given and they live by it and they die by it. Then there is king and queen. Now these two people represent the born greats who are just kind of given that powers by their birthright, or you can say that it is kind of a nepotism thing, that they have just been given that powers. But there are 8 more pieces. And what are they called? Pawns. Pawns. Now these pieces which we least respect. They are the most powerful pieces on the chessboard. When they reach to the next corner, what do they become? They become queen. The most powerful piece on the board. They have the power to enhance themselves. They have the power to create something new. They have the power. They are not born greats, but they have that inspiration that we can become greats. They get help from all the pieces, but still that it's their own motivation which helps them reach that spot and become the most powerful piece on the board of chess. So the most important thing in life is to know the purpose. If you don't know the purpose, there will be distractions. There will be many things which will try to, get you out of your path. But when you have that purpose, when you know what you want to achieve, these small distractions, this addiction, this all those things that even a mobile is kind of an addiction, you can be free from it if you have a purpose. Here we have seen Adivit experience the real high to know what it means. It's not in that drinking, it's not all those things. There might be peer pressure. There might be people who might say, oh, this is good, just try to taste it. It will help you build muscle. There can be many things. But know this thing, prevention is better than cure. If you want to live a healthy and an inspirational life, you need to live it right now, and only then you can actually have something to show to your future. I hope you all get the purpose of your life, and that purpose makes you the man you want to become, the women you want to become. That's what I wish for you. And be addict, be firm in your resolutions, be kind of unapologetically drug free. You don't need to be shy of it. You can say, I am proud to be drug free. So that's our motto, that's our resolution, and that's our belief. We all have to believe in. I congratulate you all who are doing well, you are studying, and your studies will only become better and better if you are free from all these kind of addictions